of macro policy perspectives. It's always great to have you on the program. So we knew the labor market was softening, but these revisions suggest the slowdown started earlier and was more severe than we thought. What's your reaction and what factors do you see driving?
What's your reaction and what factors do you see driving this weakness?
The weakness?
So let's keep in mind we get this timely measure of jobs every month from the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
Measures of jobs every month from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and it's based on a sample.
And it's based on a sample of firms.
And
then there's a quarterly, almost a census of employment that comes with a lag.
And then there's a quarterly, almost a census of employment that comes with a lag.
这句话的核心翻译是这会
lag 延迟 that comes with a lag.
And we knew a downward revision was coming because we could see some of that quarterly data.
And every year they benchmark this. And every year they benchmark this.
你的句子可以补充完整并优。
Benchmark this.
这句话的核心翻译是对此进行
基准测试 benchmark this.
And every year they benchmark this. So just to kind of, this is a normal process they go through every year. We knew that the numbers were a bit overstated. And one of the challenges right now is that we've had this major swing in immigration from hundreds of thousands of new people entering the labor market every month, every quarter, to one where we're actually losing immigrants on balance. And that, I think, is part of the one contributing factor to the big swing from several hundred jobs.
One contributing factor to the big swing from several hundred jobs being created
every month
to what now looks more than 70,000 jobs created every month in the year ending in March.
To what now looks like more like 70,000 jobs created every month in the year ending in March.
When you say we knew the numbers were overstated, why? What accounts?
When you see we knew the numbers were overstated, why? When you see we knew the numbers were overstated, why?
When you see we knew the number.
Translate my sentence into Chinese.
您提供的句子翻译如下：当你发现或当你了解到时，我们就已经知道这些数据被夸大了。为什么呢？
Overstated 被夸大了。Why? What accounts for that?
Accounts for that.
So again, we get this quarterly census of employment. It's based.
So again, we got this quarterly census of employment.
Based on the administrative data.
It's based on administrative
data that underpins the unemployment.
That underpins the unemployment insurance system.
Insurance system that covers
pretty
much every worker.
Pretty much every worker in the country.
So we do want to know.
So we do want to know
on a quarterly basis. How many people
are working the economy.
Are working in the economy, and it's really strong.
Comprehensive
data. But again, it's not.
But again, it's not timely. It's not timely.
这句话
它不及时。
timely, and we really want to know in
And we really want to know in real
real
time.
time. So we have this monthly
So we have this monthly jobs report.
jobs report. So we could see as that
So we could see that quarterly
quarterly
data
data came in
came in
that the payroll numbers that we look at every month
that the payroll numbers that we look at every month, the payroll numbers that we looked at every month,
我们每个月都会查看的就业人数数据，说明
payroll numbers 就业人数数据 came in that the payroll numbers that we looked every month
were
were
a little bit stronger than
a little bit stronger than
each month than what that quarterly data suggests.
each month that what the quarterly data suggested.
And now we have other measures like ADP private payroll.
And now we have other measures like ADP private payrolls.
We've got several metrics of independent data.
Metrics of independent data.
And then, of course, we have the unemployment rate.
And then, of course, we have the unemployment rate,
which is what tells us whether a lot of people who want to work are
which is what tells us whether a lot of people who want to work
not finding jobs.
are not finding jobs.
Excuse me, and that's not affected by
And that's not affected by this benchmark revision.
this benchmark revision. The unemployment rate
The unemployment rate still is our best measure of weakness.
still is our best measure of weakness. And what that is telling us right
And what are they telling us right
now
now
is that there's a little bit of weakness creeping in.
is that there's a little bit of weakness creeping in,
But that even though job creation
but even the jobs creation
was a bit smaller over the prior year,
was a bit smaller over the prior year.
unemployment was still pretty low.
Unemployment was still pretty low.
So what sectors saw the biggest revisions, and what does that tell us about where the economy is losing momentum?
And what does that tell us about where the economy is losing momentum? Where the economy is losing momentum.
这句话的核心翻译是经济正失去增长动力的领域。
Where the economic is losing momentum, 失去动力。
So most of the downward revisions came in the private sector, and
So most of the downward revision came in the private sector.
they were concentrated in leisure and hospitality and retail.
In leisure and hospitality and retail.
And then some in wholesale trade as well.
And then some in wholesale trade as well.
So there were a few sectors where there were some concentrated.
So there were a few sectors where there were some concentrated,
very large downward revisions.
Very large downward revisions.
Those can be some of the hardest to measure because they feature small, lots of small firms and a lot of seasonal and
lots of small firms and a lot of seasonal and part-time employment.
And so those were the areas where we saw the biggest downward revision.
The areas where we saw the biggest downward revisions.
Also today, JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon said this report confirms that the U.S. economy is slowing.
This report confirms that the U.S. economy is slowing. Take a listen.
I think the economy is weakening.
I think the economy is weakening.
Whether that is
in
on the way to recession.
On the way to recession.
Just weakening. I don't.
Or just weakening. I don't know.
That just confirms.
And that just confirms
what we already thought.
We already thought, kind of.
Would you agree with that assessment?
Would you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, I think the combination of the data that we're seeing.
Yes, I think the combination of the data that we are seeing
does confirm that the economy is slowing.
Does confirm that the economy is slowing.
I think that is what's going to lead the Fed to lower rates next week.
Going to lead the Fed to lower rates next week.
Even though inflation is
And that was Julia Coronado.
And that was Julia Coronado.
Seem to have.
We seem to have. Oh, Julia,
you're back with us.
You're back with us.
If you can finish your thought.
If you can finish your thought there.
Okay.
We had a technical
interruption there.
Oh, okay. No worries. I do agree. The
economy
is slowing.
The economy is slowing.
We think that the Fed will conclude that when it meets next week and decide to lower interest rates
next week and decide to lower interest rates
a little bit, even though the challenge it's facing is that we're also seeing higher.
Even though the challenge it's facing is that we are also seeing higher inflation.
On another matter, the White House said that this proves that Biden's.
Another matter, the White House said that this proves that
economy was a
Biden's economy was a disaster.
They're labeling the.
They are labeling the Bureau of Labor
Statistics
as broken.
Is broken. How much political pressure does that add on this institution?
How much political pressure does that add on this institution?
The BLS that is supposed to be independent.
That is supposed to be independent.
There's a lot of pressure on the institution right now.
There's a lot of pressure on this institution right now.
I certainly see those accusations as completely unfounded.
As completely unfounded.
I have worked with the statisticians at the.
I have worked with the statisticians
BLS for
at the BRS
decades.
They are
dedicated public servants.
They are dedicated public servants.
这句话的核心
dedicated 尽职尽责的
There is no evidence of political bias.
There is no evidence of political bias.
They work very hard to maintain high data quality, even as their budget gets cut.
They work very hard to maintain high data quality, even as their budget gets cut.
So I don't think that's a fair critique of the agency.
I don't think that's a fair critique of the agency.
I think the economy.
A
big dynamic economy. Like the U.S. is just really hard to measure. And if they want some more accurate data, then perhaps we should consider funding the
then perhaps we should consider funding the
BLS better
yes
and
better
allowing them to better meet the challenges of measuring this economy.
and allow them to better meet the challenge of measuring this economy.
Julia Coronado, President of Macro Policy Perspectives. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank you for joining us this evening.